Alright, welcome back, campers. We're going to do a special review today of the 1990s classic Pump Up the Volume. I mean, it's 10 o'clock. Do you even care where your parents are? I'm just kidding. I just did that because Mike Payne gets mad anytime I reference Christian Slater because I do it too much. This one's a little different. This isn't actually a review. This is a PSA, which I always thought was public service announcement because it is. That's what it is. But one of the ladies I work with, younger, she said that she always thought it was pretty sound advice, which I thought was hilarious because a public service announcement is supposed to be pretty sound advice. And so our PSAs are now they're just pretty sound advice. So there we go. This is going to be different because what I want to do with these is kind of bring to light certain writers and directors that maybe other people don't even know exist or what they're doing. And I just think that you'd be missing out if you didn't know more about them. So the first two I'm going to talk about are a writing and directing team. They're named Justin Benson and Aaron Moorhead. Now, the first solid movie they made was Resolution. I personally have not seen Resolution, so I can't talk about that one. But they made Spring, they made The Endless, and most recently they made Synchronic. I have thoroughly enjoyed all three of these. Spring has Lou Taylor Pucci, and it is... You'd have to watch it to make up your mind. It's either a love story that has monsters, or it's a monster movie that has a love story. And I think it's whichever part of it that you like more. But what they do this with all three of them. They have a subtlety to their storytelling that doesn't let their stories get too big. It keeps them more confined, more contained. Like, I don't know, it's like homegrown sci-fi. I don't know how better to explain that. But they do their best to never go beyond their limits so that they're telling you the story they want to tell you, but you're not getting distracted by like bad effects here or bad effects there, or they wanted to do this like massive thing that they just did not have the budget for. They basically, all their direction, like, it goes to tell the story that they need to tell, but in a very good way, like a very subtle, interesting way. The Endless is about two brothers that were part of a cult and have to go back to that cult, and when they do, they ultimately find out that time is different within the cult, and where the cult is located there for a very specific reason. And the brothers have to then decide whether they're going to stay or whether they're going to escape. And it's a very subtle, confined story, and it has some bigger moments, but they very clearly worked with the budget that they had. Synchronic, they got a little bit of a bigger budget. That one actually had, and for the record, The Endless actually stars Justin Benson and Aaron Moorhead. They're actually the two brothers that star in it. And then the Synchronic was a little different. That one has Anthony Mackie and Jamie Dornan. And it's about a drug that when you take it, it causes you to travel in time. And wherever you're standing is directly affects where you go in time. So if I'm sitting here, I could take the pill and go back to 1912. And if I move the chair over a foot, then I could go back to the 1700s. But both times, anytime you go back, you can only be there for 7 minutes. And other rules apply. And I enjoyed the fact that I don't like a lot of time travel movies because I feel like they open far more issues than they ever resolve. I enjoy the Back to the Future movies. I always will. I hate Looper. Just hate it so much. Rian Johnson, I don't know how you say his name. That guy's an asshole. So, yeah, Looper's the worst. Time Cop was fun, but that's just because I like bad movies. It was a horrible movie. It was fun, but like all I took from that was same matter can't occupy same space. You know, but the problem is it's just a bag of worms. Like it's just you don't know what you're getting. But with each of their movies, because they are such smaller contained stories, they set very specific rules and they stick to those rules. So you never see them like do some kind of like crazy thing that doesn't fit, or I don't know. It's just they write very well written, believable stories that are still in this fantastical setting in a fantastical situation. And I think that those two are going to go places. They actually they also had one of the shorts in VHS Viral. That was them. And season 2 of Twilight Zone is going to have an episode by them. And then the new Moon Knight series with Oscar Isaac is actually going to be made by them and one other director. And I don't know his name, and I'm not going to say it because I can't remember it, and I don't want to butcher it, and I'd feel like an asshole. So, we're going to just not do that. But they are really just general... you can tell that they are a fan of the genre that they're making, and that each one of these is like a love letter to the audience. They want you to fall in love with this too. They want you to enjoy this story as much as they do. And they've made 3 fantastic movies, in my opinion, and I think that you need to watch them. So, hope you can find them. I know that spring was on Prime. Synchronic, I think, is coming to Netflix shortly. Honestly, I rented The Endless at the video store, and I've literally never seen it anywhere else. So I'm not entirely sure how you find that one, unless you live next to a video store. Side note, I've never told you because it seemed like advertising, and I don't know what the rules are with that. But the video store I always go to is called the House of Used. It is on Lindsay and University, and if you live in the Mesa, Arizona area, you should rent there too, because you can rent all the nonsense I talk about all the time. Anyway, see ya. Thanks for watching.